Dear friends, today we will learn about developing human resources, which is the third chapter in human resource management of BBA third semester syllabus. Okay, today in this class we will learn about training and development, employee training and retraining. About these two topics we will learn in this class. First of all, we will learn about training. What is training? As you all know, training improves the performance of individuals. So it is an educational process which involves the sharpening of skills, concepts, changing of attitude and gaining more knowledge to enhance the performance of the employees. In our day-to-day life, we will use training to indicate that a trained person is more powerful compared to an untrained person. So training improves skills, training improves concepts, training changes attitude, and with training more knowledge can be gained. So good and efficient training of employees helps in their skills and knowledge development, which eventually helps an organization to improve its performance, to reach its goal. Any organization would like to have trained employees. The training is about knowing where you are in the present and after some time where will you reach with your abilities. And people can learn new information, new methodology and refresh their existing knowledge and skills with the help of training. Much improvement is possible with training, and it adds up the effectiveness at work to create an impact that lasts beyond the end time of the training itself, and the employee gets updated with the new phenomenon with the help of training. Training can be offered as skill development for individuals as well as for the groups at work in the organization. So this is the process of training. You can see, first of all, you have to identify, the organization has to identify the training needs. Then it has to establish objectives. Then it has to select certain training methods. And it has to conduct and deliver training. And ultimately it will evaluate the performance, means whether the proposed training by the organization, after the training is completed, whether it reached its objectives, it reached its goals or not, it will be evaluated. And training and development, we have to learn about these two concepts. Training is over, now coming to development. See, normally you have to remember, training is given for low level employees in the organization, whereas development is given to, development is the word that is related to training of topmost level employees in the organization. So it is a process that strives to build the capacity to achieve and sustain a new desired state that benefits the organization or community and the world around them. This is the definition of development according to the Organizational Development Network website. So you have to remember, development is a process which involves higher level employees in the organization, whereas training is given to low level employees, operational level employees. And importance of training and development. So both of them are necessary for optimum utilization of human resources. Development of skills like time management, leadership, team management, etc. is going to be possible with the help of training and development. To increase the productivity and enhance employees' motivation, training and development are required. To provide the zeal of team spirit, training and development are required. For improvement of organizational culture, training and development are required. To improve quality at workplace, to enhance safety at workplace, both training and development are must. They are necessary. They are indispensable. To increase profitability, training and development is required. To improve morale and corporate image of the organization, training and development are necessary. And need for training and development, you can see, when management thinks that there is a need to improve the performance of employees, it goes for training and development. To set up the benchmark of improvement, so far in the performance improvement effort, there is a need for training and development. To train about specific job responsibility and skills like communication management, team management, etc., training and development is required. To test the new methodology for increasing the productivity, training and development are required. What are the advantages of training and development? They help the employees develop new skills and increase their knowledge. It improves, the process of training and development improves efficiency and productivity of the individuals as well as the learners, as well as the teams. Proper training and development can remove bottlenecks in operations. Means whatever drawbacks are there, whatever setbacks are there in the organization, they can be removed with the help of proper training and development. New and improved job positions can be created to make the organization learner. Training and development is required. It keeps employees motivated and refreshes their goals, ambitions and contribution levels. These are the advantages of training and development. What are the disadvantages of training and development? It is an expensive process. It is time consuming. There is a risk that after the training and development session is over, the employee can quit the job. Why every time I have to be trained? Why every time I have to go through the tedious process of development? Why unnecessary shall I take risk? So there is a possibility, there is a risk that employees may quit the job after training and development is over. Now coming to the differences between training and development. Training is meant for operatives, as mentioned earlier. It is meant for employees who are working at the operational level, who are working at the lowest level, lower level in the organization. Development is meant for executives who are working at the topmost level in the organization. They will be developed. It is a reactive process. Training is a reactive process, whereas development is a proactive process. The aim of training is to develop additional skills, whereas the aim of development is to develop the total personality, to improve the total personality rather. Training is a short-term process, whereas development is a continuous process. The objective of training is to meet the present need of an employee. That is why it is short-term. Whereas the objective of development is to meet the future needs of an employee. Normally training is an initiative which is taken by the management, whereas development is the initiative taken by an individual to improve his performance. The persons, in a nutshell, training is provided for lower level employees in the organization, whereas development is given to the highest level, to the persons who are working at the higher level in the organization. Coming to retraining, we have learnt about training. Now we will come to know about retraining. Re means again. See, after working in the organization for several years or for several months, the same techniques, the same tools, the same methodologies may not work now. 40, 30 years back, there were no computers in several offices across the world. But now in every office, almost in every office, you can find computers. So the persons who are recruited 40, 30 years back in the organizations, they need to be trained in computers. So when they enter the service, they may have received their training on type machines, but now they have to be retrained as to how to work on computers. So retraining implies giving a fresh training to an already existing employee. So a practice employers may require for their workers to make them learn new skills. Further training may be necessary down the line. Down the line means after several days or after several months or after several years, in order to avoid having a stagnant workforce. Stagnant means stable. They do not have any change in their skills. Now fresh skills are required to continue in the job. So that is retraining. Employees may require retraining so that everyone learns how to use the new devices, as opposed to simply relying on newer or younger players. Naturally, it is also highly useful for the workers because they are learning new skills that could make them more viable candidates should they have looked for new work elsewhere. So all these are advantages of retraining, benefits of retraining to employees. So retraining enhances the skill set people already have, even if the job they are retraining for is vastly different from what they used to do. Not all skills are hard skills, and many of the soft skills need for different roles are transferable and easily built on. So in any organization, you have to remember an individual requires two skills, soft skills and hard skills. Soft skills refer to their language, their body language, their speaking skills, how they interact with others, their attitude, everything is soft skill. Hard skill means what they have acquired, their certificates, their experience, everything. So with the help of retraining, not only their soft skills but hard skills also will be improved. So retraining means an opportunity to learn the most in-demand skills and competencies within an industry, which sets them up for easier career progression and future employment opportunities. Retraining for a new role and having the opportunity to learn and develop new skills can help and give them a new sense of purpose, especially after being laid off or made redundant. Redundant means useless. Till then they were useless, but now with the help of retraining they will be more useful to the organization. And benefits to organization, you can see retraining improves productivity, improves morale in the organization, and it leads to lesser turnover, lesser absenteeism. And you can see the employees can work speedily after the retraining process is over. So while you are spending time preparing your retraining modules, you will be able to evaluate the way your organization goes about processes and perhaps refine those where needed, which can make your organization more efficient, saving time for existing staff as well as those who are being retrained into new roles. So for all these reasons, retraining is necessary, retraining is a must. So these are the advantages of retraining to employees and organizations. So dear friends, today we have learnt about training, development, the process of training, the differences between development and training, and retraining. What do you mean by retraining? What are the advantages of retraining to the employees as well as the organizations? Thank you very much, dear friends. In our next class, we will learn some more concepts related to training and development. Thank you very much, dear friends.